All right, now here we are, the off the record show, as they say.
Relax. It's all done.
That
Woo.
that was fast. I collect art, so I thought it was totally fascinating. I liked especially the five different type of artists. And as I've done this for the last 5,000 years, I run into all of them.
He's kind of a dinosaur.
Yeah, I was here before the earth cooled. So it's one of those things. But yeah, so no, it's very interesting to hear someone like yourself who's a consultant that deals with artists on here's the different artist, here's this. It's very interesting, and even auctions and whatnot, and different galleries. So I thought it was fascinating. So this is literally the business of art and the art of business.
Yeah.
Because I think every artist should reach out to someone like you so they have a real understanding of what it's all about.
Well, artists are a wonderful bunch. I mean, honestly, where would the world be without artists and
Right.
expressing their sentiments? And I said it's the hardest job in the world because there you are putting your heart and soul on a canvas for all the world to judge, and hopefully to appreciate. But artists are extremely generous. They're extremely kind-hearted, and they make our world so much better.
They
Right.
do.
No, I agree. I agree.
No, it's a set of eyes that a lot of times people don't have that ability to look down or sideways or look at something a little differently. And yeah, what you offer people though, I think but you offer this even to art buyers, like people who say, I've got X amount of dollars. And I want to build a nice collection. And yes, I
Yep.
like animals, but I'm open to suggestions, right? So you kind of go, where do I find a person that I can trust and that, they'll stay within my budget somewhat, or they'll tell me whether it's believable or not to have. Is that a realistic budget for what you want to accomplish? So it's kind of artists appreciate it. So these things are
Yeah.
all kind of dove together because artists kind of depend on Joanne. Joanne depends on the artist. The buyer depends on Joanne and the artist. So if you find that conduit that sits in between and is in a trustworthy man, they say, well, I can connect you with this person and this artist, and you go look on here and look at their Instagram and see what kind of stuff you like, and and I'll see if I can arbitrate. Maybe I can get you a great price. Like a lot of time, yeah, Steven's always about price. We know that.
Yeah. I always ask people what do they charge for their art on the show.
Yeah,
But so, because to me, it's at the end of the day, as a collector, I have to see the value at that price, and
Well,
that's what people don't understand.
it's interesting because in a way it's kind of, I'm always amazed that people will pay me well, to tell them what they should like,
Right, right,
uh,
right,
and but of course people want to trust a professional, and so if I say, and I will never say that a piece of art will increase in value because
right,
I don't know that. So I tell people to collect for the love of collecting and to
right.
buy what they love, and stick with it, and so be it. And if the collection increases in value over time, good for you. But that's not really a reason to collect art.
Right. And that's when I started to collect. I was 16, and the gallery owner was very nice. And I said, "Oh, this will go up." He goes, "Never buy for what you think will go up. You buy because you like it." He said, "Because if it doesn't go up, he says you're either going to throw it away or you're stuck with it for the rest of your life." And that always resonated with me. And I've always bought things that I like. And I would say like 80% have appreciated over time, and the another 20%, I don't really care. I look at them, I go, "I like that. That works."
yeah,
Like,
but
could care less.
that's
Well,
your
it's in,
appreciation, though, right? Different two types of
Right.
appreciation, right?
Well, the one appreciation on the 80% has gone up monetarily, and the other appreciation, I just enjoy all my work because I get to look at it. So,
Yeah,
well, it's interesting. I think given the demographic of what's going on in terms of people buying art. So, Stephen, you're an art collector. You've done it since you've been 16 years old,
right,
and so you value what you buy. For young people, the millennials and Gen Xers that are coming into the market and do have some cash to buy, their art philosophy is quite different,
right,
and they are not necessarily looking for things that they're going to hold on to for 50 years and pass along to their children. They're
right,
not doing that. They are buying, their immediate gratification of what they love, and they may move it along in 3 years or 5 years. So the psychological aspects of buyers has changed dramatically. And of course, we are, as professionals trying to sell artwork in the industry, we do need to get a handle on those millennials and Gen Xers. They are our next bread and butter.
Well, the
Yes.
interesting thing is a friend of mine belongs to some sort of a consortium, and he told me about it, but I just like, no, where you give them money and then they put it all together, of course, and they go and buy 3 or 4 masterpieces, hoping for the appreciation on the monetary side. And I'm like, right, but where's the painting sit? He goes, well, in their vault and this. I'm like, right, but I don't get to appreciate it. He goes, yeah, but if I give them the 100,000, and he says, we could buy a painting for 10 million that sells for 20 because I make money. I go, right. I said, but it's not if I want to do that, I can go buy a stock. I said, it's a piece of art. It's something to be appreciated. I said, granted, you can buy and trade them and sell them. People have been doing it for years. We've done it. We've bought things and sold it. But I'm like, but I buy it more for me to look at it because I liked it. It hit me when I first saw it. It hits me when I second. So just to give some money to go buy art, I can go start my own fund and do that. I don't need them to do it. I'm like, I don't get that. So, but I agree with you. A lot of people have seen the art market, if you will, since Russia, the wall came down and whatnot back in the 80s with Reagan. And there's a lot of money, and a lot of money we call safety deposit box money are buying art because it's the one asset that you can't attach. It's the one asset I can keep in a vault in, Luxembourg that no one will ever know about. And when I need to go sell it, I can put it up for auction, sell it private, and be done. So a lot of this stuff, I think, that gets bought and sold is being bought and sold more as it's my safety net, not I'm appreciating it. It's on my wall. It's at a museum where people can appreciate it. So I think the world is changing in that respect as well.
That's
And
that's the
and
old
and
that's
and,
the
e-
old
and,
world.
ego, and ego gets involved. I mean, let's face it,
Yes.
when you get into the higher end, I mean, you get into the Van Goghs and things that get auctioned off in the US. Um, I was told once there's only about 9 people in the world that can afford to spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on a piece of art. And your point is valid. Are they buying that piece of art because they love it and appreciate it, or are they buying it because they don't want the next rich guy beside them to get
Right.
it?
Mm-hmm.
And it becomes that's what the higher end stuff becomes.
Yeah, you're right. It's an ego. It's like mine, what is bigger than your, what. And it's kind of sort of like, all right, like I know how big mine is. I'm good. I don't, it's the same with cars and everything else, right? Everybody wants to say, no, I'm good. Like I'm good. My mom always said there's a difference between nouveau riche and old money. And old money, like my mom, it's just very true. Old
Very
money
true.
show nothing, right? You can live in a normal home. Now, granted, a normal home today is $3 million, right? It's not like it's 100,000 back in the day. Whether you drive a BMW or a Bentley or a Mercedes, they're all the same price. So never showing. But now that doesn't mean I don't have a $50 million painting hanging in my normal home because who am I showing it to? Nobody. And most of the people that would come over, would they know it? No. And it's perfect. So
It's
that was one of
perfect.
the things. It's just like, yeah, the difference between I've got $1 trillion that I sold my company and I've got to show everybody I have $1 trillion to the people that have like, you have money. It's okay not to like go show the world. It's just for your own pleasure. So it's very interesting because today now everybody's show me, show me, show me, show me, show me. Right? Look at me on Instagram. Look at Night Vacation. Like my wife laughed. The only reason I use any social media is because of our show. I mean, we have like 16 or 17 shows, as Paul knows, but on our network, I've got so I'm on social media to promote the shows. I don't promote my life, could care less, all the shows. That's it. If it wasn't for any of this, I wouldn't be on social media
He
or
polishes.
YouTube.
Yeah, he polishes his Ferrari in his garage. Nobody sees it. He just leaves his.
First of all, I have a gentleman that does that. I don't do that. But so, but
You
it's one of those things. But it's true. It's everyone's like on Instagram saying, "Look how I'm wonderful," and blah blah blah. And I'm like, but no, you rented the airplane or you rented that. It's like it's not even your. It's like stop. Like you know what I mean? It's like with green screens now, I can be anywhere. So I'm just sort of like, nah. It's what it is. So it's a very much look at me generation and society now where I guess I'm still the old school, which is like you can see like this much, and this much is what we do on YouTube for the channel. And that's it. Other than that, you don't need to know anything else.
Yeah,
So
it's going to get more artificial than ever because they
I
can
think so.
pop one head off and put it on another body, and so you can look slimmer and whatever, and you can't believe much of anything anymore. And so I don't know. You got to find the new level playing field somewhere where people
Yes.
of believability, and I don't know where it is. Like photographs are not admissible as evidence anymore in criminal cases, where the old
Now,
black and white was believable. And it showed you that you believed the black and white photo because it was on a negative, but now you can't believe anything anymore.
but I think what we'll do to leave the show on a good note, we were talking about a photograph
Mm.
changing how a body looks. One of the shows we do is called Rusty's Art. I think Paul knows where I'm going. He is painting what we're calling instead of the creation of Adam, the creation of David. And David's, everybody that's seen the show knows David. So this is the creation of David. Okay, that is the creation. That is creation of David. Soon it'll be
Wow.
hanging behind me. But when you say you can paint and put a body on anybody, we have put on Arnold Schwarzenegger's body, David's head. So, and we're very happy with that. So
David,
there you go.
David being the elusive host of co-host of our show.
Of course, yes.
Yeah.
That's because David's in the
I
Netherlands
don't,
and it's now like 6 o'clock at night and it's past his bedtime and he's got to eat his porridge and go to bed. But we love David and every now and then on Canadian, he's been on a bunch of the Canadian Art Today, but every now and then he magically appears. So we'll have him magically appear again. So he's like the M&M guys. We doesn't know if he's real or not.
he's
So
absorbed totally in AI right now. So we'll wait
that's
till he
just.
gets over that bug and then we'll get him back to normal again. But
Oh, he may never get over. He just produced another AI that's coming out this week or next week. When this is out, it'll be out. Last AI movie he did got almost 12,000 views. So now his ego is like he is Cecil B. DeMille's, he is Stanley Kubrick. He's making movies like there's no tomorrow.
Love it.
And so
Love it.
so it's going to be very interesting. But Joanne, you, my dear, are an absolute delight. I know you're going to do several more shows with us, and I'm much looking forward to them. It was fascinating what you were saying.
Great.
yeah,
So
Joanne and I will mark out some time and segment it a little bit into chop-sized pieces that people can kind of absorb and
that'd be
manage.
awesome.
Well, we're getting to. She's got a ton of information I have to pull from her brain a little bit. She's full of that knowledge that I think we are all hunting and searching for, and everything from pricing to what is good art to gallery situations and I think times are changing a little bit, and we're just
Times are changing
just
a lot.
adding more things to our portfolios and our fold as to what we are expected to do as artists and as buyers and as how can you buy stuff? Well, you can buy stuff online. Never used to be able to do that. Everything's changing, and we all have to adjust to that. And for one, thankful COVID did give us that. It forced us to step up to the plate and figure it out. And I think we're at the infancy of figuring it out, but we're still managing. Like we're dealing.
Well,
We're not. Go ahead.
I do think at some point if we have a chance to talk to the art market trending that's going on right now, and in terms of how the market is being affected by so many things. And my point being that artists that are new and are bumping up against trying to sell against artists that have been professional artists for a long time. This is becoming quite an issue. Because the artwork, I think, has been dumbed down and it's been downgraded. I'm not an art snob. I'm open to looking at all kinds of art from any level of artist. But you showed a picture of Johnny Depp in one of those images.
I want to be,
so everybody, the world is an artist now, and it's for those artists like Paul that have been painting for 30 years, and it's been his business more or less, and bumping up against, whatever, and bumping up against those one-shot wonders is really becoming quite different with how the market.
Good thing is I am not an artist. I can't even draw a stick figure. So the artist community now is safe. You have nothing to worry about. So,
You have AI. You have AI at your fingertips. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
and I will tell you, we have a show we call Snobs and Knobs, and the art that was generated for that logo was done with AI. So yes, we do use AI for our some of our logos or whatever, or for the show thumbnails, but we don't use it and say we're an artist. We have digital artists that come on the show, and we're digital artists before AI. So they use and they're using AI to enhance it. So I'm like, okay, you're still an artist because you were doing X before the. Now, yes, you can type whatever you want into AI, which is a whole nother show. But no, when we do something with AI, we give the AI the credit. We did nothing. We came up with a concept. We're like, here, dude. Even when we do the movie, the AI movies, at the end we actually give AI the credit because all we did was write it and it did the rest. So we give AI credit anytime we use it because it's definitely not us. So
I'm
we're
just
not.
about out of, I'm just about out of juice, guys. I think.
Okay, so are we.
That's it. Then we're gonna play the ending credits and go. Thank you so much. We hope to see you soon.
My
Yeah.
pleasure.